Now, the Israel-Hamas war is nearing 100 days and there have been crucial turns. Israel has been dragged to the International Court of Justice in a landmark case that accuses the Jewish nation of genocide. The hearing in this case, which has been filed by South Africa, will continue for the second day. And meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has slammed South Africa's move, calling out it quote-unquote hypocrisy.
What a twisted world, and it is the IDF, the most moral army in the world, which does everything to avoid harming the uninvolved, that is accused by the representatives of the monsters of genocide. The hypocrisy of South Africa knows no bounds. Where was South Africa when millions of people were murdered and displaced from their homes in Syria and Yemen? And by whom? By the partners of Hamas. A twisted world. Where have you been?
The war is spreading beyond the borders as Israel is engaging with Iran-backed groups on multiple fronts. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has wrapped up his latest visit to West Asia, which sought to prevent a spillover. And along with Israeli officials, Blinken met with several Arab leaders as well during the trip. And his last stop was in Cairo, where he met with Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. And American officials say that this visit was also able to achieve a modest success in getting wide regional support for planning for reconstruction and governance in Gaza. Blinken also said Israeli integration to the region is the best way to isolate Iran.
If you pursue the first path, if you build that integration, if you bring Israel in, if you make the necessary commitments to security, and you move down the path to a Palestinian state, that's the single best way to isolate, to marginalize Iran and the proxies that are making so much trouble for us and for pretty much everyone else in the region. And I think that vision is very clear to many of the leaders that we talk to in the region.
Meanwhile, U.S. Special Envoy to the region, Amos Hochstein, met with Lebanese officials in the long day of meetings on Thursday. He sought to calm tensions on the disputed border between Lebanon and Israel, where the Israeli military and armed group Hezbollah have been exchanging fire for 3 months now. And reports citing U.S. officials say that the Biden administration has backed a plan that would move Hezbollah forces away from Israel's northern border. But talks were stalled in recent days. Shifting focus now to the situation in Gaza. Israel says troops are withdrawing from the northern area and strikes have only intensified in central and southern Gaza. And dozens have been reportedly killed in the latest round of Israeli strikes in these areas. And these are the scenes from Khan Yunis. People were seen running to take shelter as an explosion is heard while rescuers were operating near the Nasser hospital. The city has remained a focus of Israeli offensive in recent weeks. And the Israeli military says that it uncovered a tunnel in the city during its operation, which was used by Hamas to hold Israeli hostages. IDF says that the tunnel was connected to an underground system of other tunnels beneath the civilian area in the city, and it had ventilation systems, electrical supply, and even plumbing.